The Formula One world is no stranger to rivalries. Senna vs Prost, Schumacher vs Hakkinen, Hamilton vs Rosberg. But 2025 has delivered something no one fully saw coming, a war not just of drivers, but of machines. On one side stands the Red Bull RB21, a brute force masterpiece forged in the fires of legacy, dripping with horsepower and dripping in expectation. On the other, the McLaren MCL39, a machine carved with surgical precision, quiet in its approach, but thunderous in its impact. This isn't just a fight between two cars, this is a revolution, one corner at a time. And the battlefield? Every Grand Prix on the calendar. Red Bull's RB21 entered the season cloaked in the shadows of greatness, following up a car that had delivered dominance, perfection, and a title streak that left little room for doubt. But this time, the magic feels mechanical. With Adrian Newey's departure, the team was left with a formula, but not the artist who once sketched it in airflow. What emerged was a car still fast, still aggressive, but flawed. It has breathtaking straight-liner speed, no doubt. On tracks like Jeddah and Baku, it's a missile. But what happens when the track twists and bends into tighter corners like Monaco, Miami, or Budapest? The RB21 starts to twitch, to understeer, to feel like it's holding its breath. Max Verstappen, who once made victory look like a choreographed dance, now looks like he's wrestling the car, muscling it around corners, living on the edge of grip. His brilliance hasn't faded, but his margin for error has. Every race feels like a grind, every victory comes with a barely, and every mistake, it's no longer rare. Enter McLaren. The MCL39 isn't just fast, it's alive. It flows through corners like it knows the track better than its driver. The design is elegant, its concept clear, balance, control, confidence. It doesn't rely on overpowering straights. Instead, it devours technical sections, chicanes, and medium-speed bends with terrifying precision. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are no longer just drivers, they're conductors of a symphony, orchestrating pace, tire conservation, and overtakes in harmony with a machine that responds to every whisper of input. In Bahrain, McLaren didn't sneak past Red Bull, they obliterated them. 11 seconds of clear air, no safety cars, no chaos, just raw superiority. And it didn't stop there. In Australia, McLaren was untouchable. In Miami, they showed off tire life that made everyone else look like they were dragging anchors. This wasn't supposed to happen. Red Bull was meant to lead, to command. But with each race, McLaren isn't just catching up, they're taking over. And the scariest part? They're still improving. Their floor redesign brought an extra 0.3 in Sector 2 at Imola. Their wind tunnel data is converting into real-world pace at an unprecedented rate. While Red Bull is stuck tweaking, patching, and praying for balance, McLaren is building, systematically, calmly. Canada was the spark that lit the firestorm. A damp circuit, high stakes. Verstappen and Norris going wheel-to-wheel through Turn 3. The inevitable contact. The paddock froze. This wasn't just two drivers fighting. This was the pressure of two empires clashing. For Red Bull, it was desperation. For McLaren, defiance. And it's only made things hotter. Every race since has been framed by this growing tension. The tire data heavily favors McLaren. Over long stints, they're more than 6 seconds faster in degradation races. Cornering G for sale? McLaren is pulling more lateral load, sustaining higher grip. Even in qualifying, once Red Bull's domain, the orange cars are starting to edge ahead, especially on twisty circuits where top speed becomes irrelevant. Behind the scenes, it's a full-blown tech war. Red Bull is experimenting, sometimes panicking, with new rear wings, floor edges, diffuser profiles. But for every upgrade, there's uncertainty. Sim data not matching the track, unexpected porpoising, aero balance lost in crosswinds. Meanwhile, McLaren's upgrades slot in like puzzle pieces. Seamless, predictable, effective. Red Bull is fighting ghosts. McLaren is building a future. Verstappen may still be a monster behind the wheel, but even monsters can't save a machine that's being out-engineered corner by corner. And the psychological cracks? They're showing. Max, once unshakable, is increasingly curt on the radio, setup complaints, grip confusion, strategy frustration. Christian Horner, ever the poker face strategist, now talks about weathering the storm. Meanwhile, Andrea Stella at McLaren barely breaks a sweat in interviews, calmly stating they're just executing the plan. A plan that's now 3 wins ahead and rapidly growing into a title charge. But don't think Red Bull's finished. No, there's fight left in the beast. The upcoming circuits Silverstone, Monza, Spa are power-heavy tracks that might give the RB21 a chance to bite back. Verstappen is still Verstappen, aggressive, relentless, and if Red Bull nails just one upgrade cycle, the championship could tilt again. But as of now, momentum belongs to McLaren, and in a sport where milliseconds matter, momentum is everything. So what happens when the unstoppable force meets the surgical scalpel? When raw speed collides with flawless balance? The answer is playing out every Sunday, and it's rewriting the DNA of modern Formula One. For years, the grid was chasing Red Bull. Now, Red Bull is chasing shadows. Don't blink, don't scroll, don't miss a moment. Subscribe now for exclusive updates, next-gen car tech breakdowns, and behind-the-pit wall secrets every week. The war is just beginning, and it's the closest F1 battle we've seen in a generation.